another Player Chase 2 video. Shows you how much I love it. Now in today's video I'll be covering my favorite monsters to play as and why. Now, I don't have all the monsters. I don't own Aoni, Fogborn, Whist, Yaxi, Baldi, and the Forest King. However, I don't expect them to be good for me. This is just by my experience, from what I know, the monsters that play like them. So I'll be tuning the ones I have right now, and when I unlock all of them, I'll be sure to make a new tier list. Wait, before I start, what am I basing this tier list on? Most amount of wipes? Easiest to use? Coolest to use? Nah, I'm basing this on fun. But with this being based on fun, this tier list is very subjective. So if we disagree, you're wrong, I'm right. Jokes aside, if you want to give me your tier list down below, comments, sure, go ahead. To begin with, the least fun for me has to be Rosemary. Her two abilities are really bad, honestly. One is a generic wall hack, and the other is quite literally just a funny blur and a little more stamina drain. Those are okay, I guess, or like I said, bad, but her stats don't help with this either. Very low stamina and high stamina drain, and while yes, being the second fastest monster, this isn't worth it. After Rosemary, Vapor is next. The abilities are just eh. The skulls are actually pretty powerful, but they're very easy to counter if you're playing on a computer. If you're playing on a mobile, then not my problem, my guy. And the other ability is too bad, honestly. The stun for it, after the teleport, is long enough for most players to still escape. So yeah, these two probably F tier. Then it's Nauticus. Before and after the balance changes, I think there were some. The leap is pretty good actually, but the mist is honestly trash. It's the only way to highlight players when they run into it, and any competent player just won't run into it. Nilo's stats don't make up for this either. The stamina and stamina drain are some of the worst, if not the worst. So Nauticus will honestly go into D tier, just a little more fun than Rosemary and Vapor. Uncle Samsonite is after Nauticus. He's pretty fun if you know how to use him. I don't. His speed is just so slow. But other than that, he's actually pretty powerful. But because of his very low speed, honestly, I'll put him in like C tier. Before the best 3, being in 4th place, is MX. He's really powerful and very easy to pick up. My only problem is that charging Demise never feels consistent. Sometimes not hitting players even though I have breathed down their necks with the charge. The POW jump is powerful for mobility in chase, and if you get on a stun, the survivor is as good as dead. Now a side problem with that arises with my peanut head, where instead of trying to predict whoever will go and maybe land in front of them or so, I try to hit them with it for the funny crush thing, which most of the time I miss, allowing the survivor to escape even further. Personal problems with MX aside, I will be placing MX in A tier. Now, for the top 3 most fun monsters. In 3rd place is Springtrap. Ventilation error is basically a loss for the survivor in chase, aka a free kill, and Phantom Step is basically a POW jump with a tiny bit worse mobility. But it makes up for that by highlighting players. And it's good for highlighting players. And the Fearful debuff is good, but it's OP in double trouble with MX or Vapor, for example. Literal one-shots, man, that's not fair. There's also the idea of being the guy behind the slaughter that my inner FNAF nerd goes crazy over. Other than that, he's probably my favorite model-wise. And the idea of voice lines, while might being a disadvantage because it shows survivors when you're near out of stamina, is so damn cool. I will also add that his theme, at least the new one, is my second favorite after the John skin theme. So, I will be placing Springtrap in A tier. Second place goes to Fuati. M1 to C rush combo is so hard, man. It goes so hard. And his sprinting after a kill is so good for catching up to more players if you encounter a group. And the little dash thing for his M1s too. He's also really straightforward to pick up and get good with, which also mirrors how idiotic he is as a character in the original game. I mean, he's supposed to be a child after all. He's almost a mini juggernaut. And another thing, the skins are... oh my god. We got an iPad looking Fuati. Sus, an actual cool looking skin, and the jack-o'-lantern. So, because of all that, I will be placing Fuati in the S tier. At the first place, it's the Vita Mimic. Wait, before you start calling me trash, hear me out. I got reasons outside of just the gameplay. To begin with, I'm a Vita Carney's fanboy, so to see it get more attention is like getting deep in his head. I also never expected any of the Carneys to be in a game, just because of how most of them work. Like, how the hell would a crawl work in a Dead by Daylight style game? What about harvesters and hosts? And even though the Mimic was the most clear, it still felt like it would be too powerful in a game. You know, perfect human predator after all. But I would say they really cooked with this balance-wise, model-wise, theme-wise, sound effect-wise, like golly. Oh, of course, Vita Mimic will be going in the S tier with Fuati. So, as you can see, I enjoy the brain-dead monsters because beneath hid. So yeah, like I said, I'll be making a new tier list when I get all the monsters. Who knows, I might actually enjoy one of them. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Share the fun with others.